Hello and welcome to Paper Plays Julie K.
Thanks so much for stopping by, and today I have a tutorial series to share with you guys on constructing paper bag journals. I recently received some happy mail from Olivia Hernandez here on YouTube, and back in December I went ahead and reconstructed her happy mail and turned it into a journal paper bag. And I had a number of ladies ask if I would show them how that one was constructed, and then I also have two other ways to construct a paper bag journal, so I'll show you all three methods that you can use to construct the journal. And then I'll also go ahead and decorate the journals that I'm showing you guys. So again, it will be kind of a series, but just in this first video I am just going to show you the basics of how to construct the journals. And so again, here was the journal that I created using the happy mail that Olivia Hernandez sent me. Some of the work that you see on the cover she did, and some of the work that I did or added to. And again, this is just a really quick, I'm not going to go through and open up everything, but you can just kind of see that this is a paper bag journal and there are spots to journal on and write on, etc. And so that's basically what we're going to construct. And so the three methods that I'm going to show you guys are how to do this journal with just a hole punch, also doing one with a pamphlet stitch, and also doing one with the sewing machine. So to begin with, you are going to need some basic supplies. You do need a paper cutter, or you could also use a scissors and a ruler to draw some straight lines and cut on the straight line, but I am going to use the paper cutter because I do own one. You also will need a pencil. For this first journal, I am going to be using a few different paper bags, and this first paper bag, so this first one measures close to 14 inches long, with the fold being right there, and then the width of this one is almost 7 if you guys are curious, but you guys can make this using any size paper bag, large or small. This technique will work. I'm also using a little bit smaller bag in this one, and this one is approximately, it's a little shy of 11 and by 5. I'm also going to include a little envelope, craft envelope that I have, and these are 6x9 envelopes. And then I also have some coffee dyed paper that I've cut up to fit inside of the journal. You will also need some sort of closure. For this one, I'm just going to use some lace that I have in my stash. You also need some sort of hole punch. You can use a basic hole punch like this. Oftentimes I like to use what's called a screw punch. And I know that there's also a Martha Stewart one out there, and I do own one of those too, but I don't know where that one is right now. This one's my favorite one. And sometimes people call these Japanese screw punches also. And I believe here's the brand name if anybody wants to know the brand name of it that I'm using. If you are interested in checking these out, I use these a lot with the pamphlet stitch. But today I will show you guys how to use just the basic hole punch. And then I wanted to show you guys my other hole punch that I really love using. And this is a crocodile. It's also an eyelet setter. But you can also punch holes on the sides right here. So I just wanted to show you guys that if you're investing in a tool, this is a really good tool to have. Then I also find too, for this type of journal, that it's helpful to have reinforcement labels. And these are just stickers that have holes in the middle of them. And the brand that I use is Avery. I buy this at an office supply store. And then they come in white. Sometimes you can find them in neon colors too. But I will take my inks and color them up. So I have some that are already colored in a brown color. And I just use vintage photo ink from Tim Holtz for that. So now to start with, you are going to need to take your paper bag, and we are going to cut off the bottom. So what I find is the easiest, so here's my paper bag, is I just fold, and I have this flap on top. I just fold it like this. And so I am just going to cut right here. I'm just taking off the bottom part of the bag, and that's all I'm doing. Again, if you don't have a paper cutter, you can just use a scissors. because it's several layers, it does take me a couple times to get through it on my paper cutter. And so now what you ultimately did is just cut off the bottom of the bag so it's open on both sides. If you want, you can recycle and use this in other parts of your journal later on. You can use these to make little tags, or oftentimes I'll punch out little circles or squares. You can add rubber stamping to them and use them in your journal if you want, or you can just go ahead and recycle them. So I'm going to do that again on this other 2 paper bags that I picked out. Again, you can just see I'm folding this part right here and I'm lining it up to cut it right there. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this small bag. So now all 3 of these bags are open, and then the other thing I'm going to do right away, since I have my paper cutter sitting here, is so I have this craft envelope again. It's a 6x9 envelope, and I'm just going to cut off the top flap. So I'm going to be using this as a page in my journal, so I'm just going to cut this top flap off. And so what you have left again is just this little pocket page right here. So for now we are done with the paper cutter. Again, if you want to cut down your paper to size, you can do that too right now. So now the next step is to go ahead and decide how you want to construct your journal. And so I do have 2 samples sitting to the side. I haven't decorated them. So now this one, there is a flap that folds over. So if you wanted it to have a flap, and that's very similar to the one that Olivia started for me. There is a flap, but because I made it really chunky, it doesn't quite go all the way over. So you can do that. You can make a flap, or you can just leave it open on the edges without the flap. So this one I'm going to go ahead and show you guys with the flap in case you are interested in that. So you will take one of your paper bags, one of the bigger paper bags that you cut. And I'm just looking to see which one's longer, because I'll start with that one. So what I do then is there's already a natural fold in the bag. And so just go ahead and fold it. If you want to use a bone folder, you can. So that's going to be the flap. And then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to fold it again in half. And you're just going to line it up just slight. So you open up your flap and you're going to fold in so it lines up just in front of that fold, so that this will fold over onto it. So then that's our cover for our paper bag journal. So next I go ahead and decide what order I want inside. You can use all paper bags, you can mix and match book pages, you can use tea-dyed paper, you can use little mini file folders, pretty much anything that you want inside of your junk journal. I folded up tags and folded them in, but this is mostly, again, just going to be constructed using paper bags. And so what I think I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and add some paper, and I just wanted to show you guys when I cut my paper, I do cut it to size so that it will fit inside, and everybody's is going to be slightly different. I believe these ones are about 4.5 inches wide. But what I do also do is, since I know I want several sheets in here, I do cut them off slightly. So if I hold it up really close, you can see this one's the 4.5 inches one, and then I cut off maybe 1/8 of an inch or 1/16 of an inch, so that each page is a little bit progressively smaller. That way when you stack them inside of each other, the inside pages aren't going to be outside of your original page. So hopefully that makes sense. So I'm just going to use one of these pages for right now. I'm going to stick that one in here to construct it. Then I'm going to go ahead and maybe add, I'm going to go ahead and add this envelope. So all I did is fold it in half. We're going to stick that in there. So now you're going to take your next bag, which is the larger bag, and because this flap right here, I am going to go ahead and cut off this part right here to make this bag so that it'll fit inside of here. So I'm just cutting where that fold is, and I'm going to cut it slightly smaller than that because I want to make sure that it fits inside. And so just fold this one in half. And I'm just going to hold it all shut and see how well it closes. And as you can see, I still have this inside paper bag is kind of sticking out there. So I am going to trim a little bit more off on this one. So I'm going to put it back in and check again to see how it aligns. And now it looks pretty good on the inside. It's not sticking out, so I'm going to leave that. I'm going to go ahead and add another piece of my paper. And again, I'm going to make sure that it's not really sticking out, because if it were to stick out past this, I would go ahead and trim that right now before I go on to the next step. I'm going to add the smaller paper bag. So again, I'm just going to fold this in half and kind of take a peek to see if it sticks out over the top or not. And it slightly does. So I'm going to trim a little bit off of that. And then I'm also going to finish off with a piece of paper in the middle of my journal. And again, that sticks out slightly. So I'm going to trim that piece of paper also. So I'm going to check my alignment again to make sure that that doesn't stick out over there, and it does not. So now I have a nice start for my paper bag journal. So now the next thing you're going to do is go ahead and take your hole punch. And what I would do is you can either eyeball it or you can measure it. And so this bag is approximately 7 inches this way. So then the middle would be about 3.5. So I'm just going to make a little mark there with my pencil so I know where my 3.5 mark is. You can erase the mark later, but I did add the little mark right there. So the next step is to go ahead and find your mark, take your hole punch, and you're going to want to go in approximately maybe a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch. So if I line mine up right before my mark, I should be good. And I'm just going to punch a hole. I just punched it through both layers. So next I'm going to go ahead and line up each paper individually. And what I like to do is just hold it like this. I make the little mark, so I have the coffee dyed paper in there. I make a mark, my circle right there. And you just want to make sure that it's lined up, it's folded in there. And I had this off center, so let's start over. So line your paper up in there, push it all the way down, and then I just make a mark again where I want my hole punch to go. And I'll go ahead and punch that one. So now with the journal that we're making now, we're just using one hole punch, but if you were to make a journal with a lot larger bag, you might choose to add 2 holes instead, but this one works just fine with 1. So now I'm going to take my brown envelope and I'm going to layer it inside and do the exact same thing. And I'm going to keep on going with each layer. So here's one little hint as you're cutting your holes, is I will use some sort of tool, whether it's just a pencil. Once I have my holes punched, I kind of line my papers up in there, and that just kind of keeps them all together. And I find that helpful as it gets thicker to add my layers that way. So now I've cut all my holes, and for the most part you'll be able to like stick a pencil through the holes. They will be slightly off, but don't worry about that because we just use ribbon to go through them. And if you have to, you can punch a hole a little bit wider if you have to. After you've punched your holes out, the next step is to go ahead and add some hole reinforcers. And again, I'll have to color some more, but I'll do a couple with you, and then I'll come back and string my ribbon through. And again, these are normally white, and I just ink them with some sort of ink. And again, I like to do both sides. So I'm going to continue to do that on all my papers on both sides. So I thought I'd pop on one more time. I'm still not done with putting all my hole reinforcer holes into my journal, but I just thought I'd show for some of you guys that don't know how to ink these. You just take your ink, and then I couldn't find my vintage photo ink, but this one's archival coffee colored ink. And so I'm just going to ink some more holes, and all I do is I have a distresser tool from Tim Holtz, but if you don't have one of these, a makeup sponge works also. And I just ink it, and I just go over the holes with the brown ink. And the more ink that you put on it, the darker it is. So now I have another sheet of stickers, and so I'm going to continue inking up or adding my stickers to the journal, and I will be back to add the ribbon with you guys. Okay, so I went ahead and added the hole reinforcers to all the pages, front and back. Next step is to go ahead and take your ribbon, or you could use seam binding, whatever you have. And you're just going to thread it through. You're going to open it up in the middle, and that's where you're going to start. And I'm going to thread half of it through the left-hand side and half of it through the right-hand side. So now I've gone through half of it, and then I'm going to take the other half and go through the other side. So now you can see I'm on the back, or the back cover. And you're just going to pull your string through. Then I like to even mine out, or your ribbon, I like to even mine out so it's about the same size. So you're going to go ahead then, and you're just going to fold your journal back up. And then to tie it off, you would just wrap the one from behind and then the one from the front. And then you can tie it off, and that's the basics of how to construct this journal.
Thanks so much for watching, and please continue on to part 2 of this tutorial where I show you 2 more ways to construct a paper bag journal.